I am no different than you. I'm a 16-year-old who 6 months ago landed on an Iman Ghaji video talking about the best business model to start in 2022. From that point, I've applied everything that I've learned, spoke with lots of people, and scaled my agency to the point where I can live the laptop lifestyle and justify doing online school to my parents and everyone around me. But that's not the purpose of this video. I want to take the 5, 10 steps that I am ahead of you and condense what is a long journey of social media marketing and running an agency into the first 5 steps that you can follow today in order to make your start and get into the space. That being said, the purpose of this video is going to be to help you pick your niche, help you pick your service, help you build an outreach script, and learn how to scrape leads. So let's dive into the video. So now that we're over on the computer, it is time to dive into the first 5 steps. And I appreciate my friend and mentor, Dylan Wilson, allowing me to use his story and a little bit about him in order to articulate my points again, because I'm only 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of you, whereas someone like Dylan is a lot further, and I'll act as the middleman to kind of break the in-between. So we can see Dylan's first agency. He had no niche, no service, works 10 to 16 hours every day. And, even though from the outside it looked like he was making a lot of money, he was stressed and really not making that much money per hour, $50 per hour, with the amount that he was working. So let's dive on to Dylan's second agency. In Dylan's second agency, he had one niche, one service, and one offer. And prices increases by 2 to 5x per client. And based on that, he scaled to the exact same 20K per month in 5 weeks. But this time he wasn't working as much, had good staff, and improved himself and his business instead of being a slave to his business like he was before. And just to, reason why I showed you that story is to articulate your niche, right? Because before we had no niche, we had no service, and I'm going to dive into a little bit about how we can pick our niches. So, what niche should I choose? We want to pick a niche that is in pain, purchasing power, easy to target, and everything that you can see on this list right here. And in order to do that, here are some examples of niches that you can pick, right? And we have local gyms, pest control, HVAC, home plumbing, anything that meets all of these correspondence that we have over here. And that is exactly how you pick a niche. Picking a niche shouldn't be difficult. What you should do is look for one day, a few hours, and once you've decided on your niche and you've assured that it has all of these qualities right here, you're good to go, and everything past that point is going to rely on the service and outreach because the niche itself isn't that important. Setting up your outreach account. So in order to do this, I appreciate again Dylan allowing me to jump on and use your examples here. We can see the 2 profiles that Dylan has had in the past, and we can see there's an extremely low response rate on these profiles, whether they be Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform they're on. And the reason for this is because he positions himself as a walking sales letter. If you look at the top right with I'm_Dylan Wilson, we can see that when a prospect lands on this page after looking at the message, they know exactly that Dylan is going to try and add 10 grand to their business in 90 days if they're a fit pro. And because of that, and because we have an established trust with them, they're not going to buy from us or even respond to us or entertain our conversation just because we've pitched them before we even, got to conversation, got to ask them questions, got to learn more about them. And on the lower example of Outwork Media over here, we see this even more and even on a higher scale, right? When you get a message from Outwork Media, they're already trying to sell you. It's a walking sales letter. So because of that, if the person doesn't trust you to buy from you, they're not going to respond to you because your intentions are revealed and you didn't get to qualify them, ask them questions, and actually provide them value. So that's why you really need to make sure that your outreach account is optimized. Cool. So with that, here's what an optimized outreach account looks like. It is neutral, is the biggest thing to look at. The bio is no longer trying to add money to their, niche, industry, whatever they're doing. It is simply a statement about who Dylan is and what he does. Right, you can see it is sharing lessons on entrepreneurship, marketing, mindset, fitness as I build businesses. And he shows 100K run documentary instead of, a link to set up a call with him. And because of that, when you get a message from Dylan or this version of Dylan, you're not thinking, is this guy's trying to add $10,000 to my business? You're thinking, well, Dylan has a question. What is it? And because of that, this had a 6 to 10% response rate, which blows the last response rate out of the water. And because of that, it is way better. So in order to find a good profile picture, you want to appear casual to your potential prospect, like you were a potential customer almost. As an example, if we were targeting the gym niche, we can see this Dylan is wearing a polo with his hands tucked together, looks kind of salesy, right? Whereas the Dylan on the left is, simply, going for a run, doing an event of some sort. And because of that, he appears like someone who might actually want to go to the niche. Therefore, his responses, his outreach is way more effective. Step 2. So, as we saw in the bio with the 60-10% response rate 2 slides back, we do not want to make it a salesy walking sales letter. We don't want to do the I help X achieve Y. We want it to appear neutral and invite people into our story. So as an example, you want to, or what you don't want to do is flex your achievements and fit everything imaginable about yourself and do some crazy marketing lingo about your systems or anything like that. All you want to do is go ahead and do 2 things, right? It is your story and your mission and what people can benefit by following you. So as an example, if you are in the clothing brand, you can say that I'm building a clothing brand to 1 million in sales and sharing about the content and everything that I learned in the process, right? Or you can see the one that Dylan has, sharing lessons on entrepreneurship, marketing, mindset, fitness as I build Relentless Success Club. And these are not sales letters anymore, right? They're simply neutral statements about who the person is. And because of that, when using hook outreach messages and things of that nature, people don't, immediately disregard it because there's still a reason to entertain it. If a gym were to receive Dylan's message where he's just a, entrepreneur that is talking about marketing, mindset, and fitness, they might think he's a potential customer. And because of that, he's going to get into conversation with double, triple, quadruple the gyms that the old Dylan who was pitching them immediately would. So, stories and posts. Right now that we have the profile picture and bio down, stories and posts just want to be real life things that you've done in your life, places you've been, events you've been to. Don't, put pictures of you partying. I think that's pretty obvious, but just, neutral things that reflect who you are as a person in a positive light. So now that we've got our niche, our service, and got our profile optimized and down, it is time to dive into how to actually find prospects to reach out to. In this video, we're going to be going through the specific example of how to find prospects on Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into it. How to build a prospect list. So, in order to build a prospect list, there are 2 key methods that we can follow, right? And the general workflow is going to be finding high quality prospects on Instagram, quickly adding them to your list, and then repeat, right? It's a very quick process when done properly, and you can scrape up 50 leads in under 30 minutes. So we're going to look at the first way, which is using high quality and targeted hashtags. So we want to put a hashtags for what our ideal target audience is actually posting about and what hashtags they're using. So if we're going after CrossFit coaches as an example, we're not going to make our hashtag fitness or hashtag gym because general population is posting that. That's not going to give us our ideal prospect. Whereas if we put in the example of CrossFit coach, we're then going to see a lot of people who are actual CrossFit coaches who are interested in CrossFit and all things of that nature because we have done a specifically targeted hashtag. And that's the first way of finding leads. So the example we're going to use is going to be hashtag sales coach. So if we go hashtag sales coach and we go down here, we're going to see a lot of posts, right? Lots of things. And let's just click on this one that we have going on here and look at who's posting it. And she is a sales coach, right? Business sales coach for creatives. We can keep going down, click on another one, see what we have going on. Your Biz Academy. So 7-figure business mentor, leader, 5 sales habits that will keep you poor, right? And just continuing to click through this. This guy's a sales coach as well. So continuing to click through all these hashtags because we can find our ideal prospect like this. The second option is to go ahead and create a recommended profile audience list. So in order to do that, we can use what's called the Instagram suggested feature, and we're going to pop out the suggested list and X out all low quality accounts and add high quality accounts and continue to repeat. So to show you what this looks like, I'm going to, again, we're going to find one person of our target audience. So if we go to this hashtag, let's say this guy, so he's a sales coach. Now we're going to click on the add more. Now we have the suggested pulled up. We're going to look at all the suggested accounts, so people that he follows, and we can see a lot of them are going to be within our niche and demographic. So we look brand strategist right here. We look IG marketing right here, social media growth, IG marketing, personal branding coach, and all these people are ideal prospects that we can reach out to. And as soon as we write down all these lists and add them to our lead list, we can go ahead and pop out another list of the exact same ideal prospect all the way over again. So if we go again to the IG Growth Coach, we can click on here, click up for the suggested, and pop out another list of the ideal accounts that we actually want to target on the account. So with everything covered in this video, you will have your roadmap to begin your social media marketing agency. You have your niche, your service, and you know how to find accounts. It is time to start sending out messages. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be dropping a new video on the best message scripts and what makes a message script work. But until then, I wanted to say thank you for watching the video and give a huge shout out to Dylan Wilson for mentoring me and allowing me to use all of his content in this video. Without further ado, I'll see you guys later.